is Anna.
And Anna.
And we're Geeks Uncensored, streaming from BAM.TV studios in San Francisco.
Hey, what is the Russian word of the day?
Как дела? That means how's it going? Как дела is basically it's just like a short version of how's it going. So you'd say как дела.
And it's actually 2 words, but we figured since it was an easy one, you guys could handle it.
Yeah, it's really
как дела.
Как дела. And we're having a great time so far. And today we have Rebbecca and Mike on our show.
Hello.
Yeah. So guys, can you guys introduce yourselves, Rebbecca first and then Mike, and just tell our audience what you guys are doing and what you're working on and some of your background?
So I run Rsquared Communications. It's a PR consultancy for tech companies. I work with companies in San Francisco, in the Valley, and abroad. So that's what I've been working on.
Very cool. How did you get into PR?
I wanted to work in technology, so I came out to San Francisco for an internship a number of years ago, and I was working in communications with a software firm, and I just really loved the city.
Very cool. What about you, Mike?
I'm one of the event photographers in the Bay Area. I've been doing that for about 17 years, and I'm bringing a panel discussion about photography to an event coming up soon.
Very cool. Yeah, it seems like every event that Anna and I attend,
we see you in your red shirt.
Yes, that's my trademark.
Yes. And you always take wonderful pictures of us.
You do.
So thank you for
and
being
his
an
Twitter
outstanding
your Twitter
photographer.
handle is @photo, which is really easy to remember.
How did you score that Twitter handle? That's like
That
amazing.
was early on.
Yeah.
Real early on. They basically handed it over and said, "Here, we think you need this." I'm
Yeah.
like, why? And they're like, "You need this." I'm like, "Okay."
Happy Friday, by the way. I'm actually really excited that Friday's here this week because it has been a long one, let me tell you.
So we know that you're a PR rock star. You're the best. And why is PR so important for startups?
You know, PR is a cornerstone to building relationships with investors, with customers, with potential partners, and employees. And, you know, not everyone's coming to the game as a Kevin Rose. So there's not that immediate kind of spotlight and glow around everyone when they come out of the gate. And so they can use a bit of help in terms of building these relationships, whether you're based in San Francisco or the Valley or elsewhere. And someone who's really immersed in the community here can be so helpful and influential in terms of helping you kind of get that recognition and build those relationships.
You're a startup and you just launch your product. How do you get your feet wet? Like what would be the first step to kind of diving into external communications and things?
Do you have money?
No, we
no
don't
money.
have. We
You have
no
no
money.
money. Okay, so you're new to the Valley. You just launched a project.
We're broke. We're
have
eating
no
cup of
money.
noodles 5 times a day. Every day.
I mean, so get out there. I mean, I know that people are hustling and building their product, and they need to take that hustle out publicly.
Yeah.
And they need to be going to events. And it's amazing how much you can accomplish and the people that you can meet in, just a few months, 3 or 4 months. Getting out there, having a good pitch, knowing how to introduce yourself and your product and what you're doing in a very short, concise way will really take you quite a distance. And if you're not, you're not here and you can't come to these events, just identifying, a handful of media who you think are really influential to help, making the difference for you and helping you pivot. So maybe take coverage that your competitors have received, and you have competitors. Everyone has a competitor.
Would you happen to have any tips on how to kind of build your quick pitch?
Yeah, how long does the pitch have to be?
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Okay,
Sure.
like an elevator. That's why they call it the elevator
What do you
pitch,
do?
right?
Yeah, I mean the escalator pitch. I think Brian Solis has maybe coined that. But yeah, I mean, really, I'm tuning you out after the first 20 seconds if I can't understand what you're saying. And it's not just me. I mean, that's anyone, right? Yeah. So if you're taking 3 to 5 minutes to explain what you do, that does not work.
And what about events? What's the best way to network and leverage your business from the connections you make?
I would really encourage people to be authentic in their networking. I've had situations where I've met someone, had a 20-second conversation, and then 2 hours later they're adding you across 6 different social networks. I found that really weird and creepy.
Yeah.
And I think that
People do that all the time.
A lot of people will find that weird and creepy. So just be real.
Cool.
Be real. But if you've had a good conversation and there's some synergies there or whatever, and you feel that it was mutual and it wasn't just one-sided blah. Ask them if you can take them for a cup of coffee, if it's a partnership or a media opportunity or a potential employee.
I think that's so important to just go to local events and
Lots
meet
of
tons
local
of people.
events all the time.
And you're also not going to connect with everybody, right? So
No,
just put
you-
yourself out
a lot of
there and
misses.
go talk to people. Actually, one of the best ways I know I've done that for my own business is when I first moved to San Francisco and I knew nobody, I would go to events by myself instead of bringing
That's what I
friends.
did. I just went out there and did it, and that's when I met you, and then you introduced me to other people,
Yeah.
and I think you
That's
just need to meet the
getting
key
good with
people.
the photographer,
Yeah.
and they'll
Especially-
introduce you to a lot of other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
There
like,
you go.
you need to meet this person, because I get everybody's story on
Yeah.
my side. With photography, everybody's,
Yeah.
you've got that 15 seconds, I've got less than that to get that picture off, taken, and away we go.
So, Rebecca, do you have any tips for PR and photography for startups? I mean, or just in general, some other tips
Yeah,
that
I
Michael
mean-
didn't mention?
Hire me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, right. So, I mean, what I think is really important is if you're a startup, you're hosting or sponsoring an event, you want to have a professional photographer in there, which is important. Otherwise, it's all like dark bar, horrible flash
Yeah.
photos. You're going to find someone with a really good network on Facebook. Because that's how you would be amazed at how incredibly effective it is. You just have to tag like 5 people in these events, and then it kind of pops up on everyone's Facebook stream, and you have, I'm not sure, I don't know what the numbers look like, but I have to imagine that
It
it's
explodes pretty
thousands
quickly.
of
I know.
views, and it's branded, right? I mean, it's branded
Yeah,
for your event.
the images
so.
are branded, or whatever event the startup has wanted to. We've got their products featured,
Yeah.
and it just goes
So-
super viral.
Yeah, so having a photographer with a good network is key. I mean, I would use that as a measurement of who to hire as much as the quality of the photos, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, look
No,
at their
that makes a
previous
lot of
work,
sense.
really.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah.
previous
Yes.
work, see if it's what you like. There's different styles.
Yeah.
Everybody's
No,
got a
I
different
agree with
style.
you. There's different styles. Not like your style, because it's all colorful and stuff, and there's some people just take pictures of products or whatever. So just you have to be really sure you know what you need out of the photographer.
Speaking of products, also please pay attention to your product photography and hire a professional. I've definitely had some really interesting marketing campaigns where people are snapping like Polaroids of their stuff and trying to sell it online. I'm like, no, hire
Instagram.
a professional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, what about speaking gigs? I know you're planning a panel. And Rebecca, do you have any tips on what to consider in your presentation on stage when you're presenting?
Well, be prepared to be filmed. That was news, really, for a lot of my clients in the last year who've had speaking gigs. Yeah, at this point, you're always on camera. So just go in, expecting that your talk is going to have a much longer shelf life than just that, next 20 minutes. It's going to live on. Make sure you're kind of dressed appropriately, prepared appropriately, and kind of had some, just with that, prepare with that in mind.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So one other tip that I would suggest, it kills me when this doesn't happen, but at conferences, when you are starting your panel, if you want a hashtag for your panel and you are kind of wanting to promote that, your first slide should be everyone's Twitter handles and the hashtag that you want for that.
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah, I
And
see a lot.
And what about taking questions?
having someone moderate that who has a very clear understanding of what the limitations are. 5 questions, 10 minutes, and they can really, okay, this is our second to last question. One more question, that's it. Thanks, folks.
So let's go back to TwtrCon, because
Oh
I know we're
yeah,
gonna
you
forget
guys
that.
spent some time at
Yeah.
TwtrCon. I didn't go this year. I went last year.
Yeah, I
It was
went
so much
last year
fun.
too, and it was fun, but we can't go to everything. 'Cause,
course.
So tell us about it and what you took away from it, and did you
Yeah,
meet
it
any
was-
cool people?
Yeah, it was good. I guess last year it was more kind of still casual and talking about, the evolution and the conversation. And this year it was much more oriented towards measurement.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and how do you track ROI? And really, the best speaker that I've heard in the last year
Wow,
was
who's
there.
this?
He, Avnish, I'm not pronouncing it probably right, but Sheesh, and he's from Google, and he wrote Web Analytics. And this guy was awesome. He,
Is it a good book too?
Yeah, so
Investing?
I've had this book up on my desk for a long time. I flipped through it earlier, and I haven't given it the attention that it needs. But having heard him yesterday, he was so great. And So often these ROI conversations are about, well, you know, it's unique for every case and your brand, and it's just a bunch of, you know, nothing. You come away from these panels, thanks guys, so it's unique for every situation, awesome. You know, that's true, but he was just like, you know why you can't measure ROI on your campaigns? That's because you're stupid. You know, and like if
That's
you
straight to the point.
you know, he's like, you have to do some homework, but you can. It is absolutely measurable down to the cent.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, kind of one of the problems I have with my clients a lot is they all have different definitions of what they actually call ROI.
All right, yeah, that's what
I think
noticed
it's up
too.
to you
Yeah.
and to me to tell them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that they have different things
Yeah.
that they want to see, but you're kind of in the role of a parent and
Yeah.
to educate them, right?
No, I
it's
totally
up
agree.
to
So a lot
you
of
to
these
tell
people
them
don't
what
really know anything.
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
or maybe they think they know.
Yeah.
But you need to tell them, look, this is what I can do for you. This is what we're measuring, and this is why it matters.
Yeah. So it is interesting to see how people define it, whether it's actually that end result and that increase in sales, or whether they're looking for that boost in traffic
Followers
or
or-
followers or friends. So
But the reason they're doing it is sales.
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, really,
You want to make a sale.
it comes down to building the company.
Measure the end result. Love it.
Make sure to do it.